Hello everybody, it is Ebontis, and in this video I want to go over Act 1, kind of what you got going on, some things you'll be working through, and just the gist of what we've seen on Day 1. If there's any major revelations after Day 1, look for a separate video, but this is what we got going on Day 1. So the last city is kind of your new social space. I don't want to really give away any story spoilers, so when you get here, you'll kind of know what happened. Your main activity is going to be Onslaught. You've got your 10-wave version, and this is with the new enemies. So you've got like Scorn, and you're going to have some Dread in there. You've also got Salvation, which is going to be your 50-wave, higher difficulty, couple difficulty options where you're going all the way up to 50. So you're going to have higher difficulty anyway, but then you got Expert as well, and different self-building and, combat adjustments like swords, trace rifles, and galvanized. I haven't run this one today, so forgive me, but the normal one I've run a couple of times because you got arc and stasis surges and you got an arc threat. Not as big of a deal, pretty easy to manage. So that is your main activity of what you're going to be doing outside of some of the story stuff, but this is where you're going to get your ingredients and reagents, which I'll show you guys in a second, and kind of a decent amount of your loot farming is probably going to be going on in here as well. Now, you've got Spider sitting in this area. I'll let you guys kind of go find him, but he is over in that direction. We're going to deal with him in Act 2. I'm guessing at least it's Act 2, but pretty educated guess because there's not much you can do with him at the moment. So most things are going to happen here in the middle, and this is going to be with House Light, and you're going to be dealing with Eido. Mithrax is dealing with some stuff. I'm sure Bife will have the lore on it, but he's hanging out over there having some struggles. Eido's your main vendor. So what do we got going on? Well, if you kind of look up here for your kind of episode information, not much is totally going to be told here, but we've got more at the apothecary table. So she's going to have your bounties, and you can see you've got a couple of tonics that are requested. These are going to give you legendary gear drops and some reputation. So you've got to craft a specific tonic, bring it over here, exchange that for the legendary gear. So that's just a couple of drops. You got your bounties just for reputation, pretty straightforward stuff. And as you progress through your reputation, you're going to have ingredient bundles, both small and large. The ingredient bundles are nice because it's just a chunk of ingredients by just kind of working through reputation. And the main thing that Eido's going to have you do is going to be your fieldwork. Now, fieldwork comes in a couple of varieties. You're going to have minor fieldwork, very simple stuff. So this one, for example, is defeat combatants on Europa. It was 50, did not take too long. And then also, you're looking for a mysterious object, and it was near the entrance of the Perdition Lost Sector. One of the ones I just got done doing was minor fieldwork. Same thing. Defeat combatants using finishers. It was 15 finishers, so I just went in there with like an auto rifle, shot a few bullets, finished 15 guys, and I was doing a public event because I was working on this one at the same time. And then again, you're looking for a mysterious object near the waterfalls leading to the Dark Forest. Now, when I get to the end of the video, I'll show you a couple examples of like the minor field work and the major field work. Just so you guys can see them. I haven't gone all the way through to do the key field work, but I would imagine this is just a little bit more involved. But even if you go from minor, which is like defeat challenging combatants on Nessus, it was 5. I ran a lost sector twice to find some powerful ones. Pretty straightforward stuff. And then in a little spot on the map, it's going to say, search this little area, find a mysterious object. When you do, that's it. You come back here and you're good to go. Your rewards for these are going to be small tonic reagent packs, which are going to be just groups of ingredients. And then every 2 of these that you do, it's going to allow you to do 1 major. So every 2, you'll do 1. Every 2, you'll get 1. And you'll notice I have discovered 15, and it says I actually need 18. So it does jump up a little bit. So I'm going to need to find more of the recipes this time to be able to get down here. And it says it requires 6 Act 1 minor fieldwork. So I'm at 5. And to be able to unlock the next one, I need 3 more. And I'll show you guys the tonics and recipes and stuff here in a second. Now, the major fieldwork that you can do, you've got Blood Drive. Collecting reclaimed vitality has a chance to reward uncommon reagents. Not a bad thing. I don't know if I would make this first. I was just going left to right. Extraordinary tonics. I think this actually should probably be your main priority because it increases the chances to synthesize higher tier tonics in the laboratory. Now, I don't know if I would prioritize this like straight away because you're going to have to actually unlock some recipes. But if you actually just make a randomly higher one, that's not going to be a bad thing. Over here, you've got performance bonus. So the bonuses you get from the tonics, especially the vitality ones we'll show you guys, or volatile. The bonuses are probably going to be stronger, I'm guessing, from whatever you can do. The bounty harvester, I'm guessing it means the bounties that you get from her are probably going to be able to give you ingredients for the tonics. And then Revenant recycler is probably when you craft tonics is a chance to not use up some of the ingredients. I'm speculating as I haven't got these, but those are pretty educated from stuff we've done before. So I'll show you guys a minor and a major. They really aren't that long. I'll just tuck those at the end of the video. You can look for timestamps. And again, if you guys want to see a video of all of these to say, hey, where are each one of these little mysterious objects located? I can do that because I think I've recorded them all so far, but they really are not that difficult. If you just kind of search around, it's a small object, you'll see the example of it at the end. So I wouldn't worry too much about those. So that's part of it outside of doing Onslaught. And the other part's going to be your tonics. Now, the tonics, when you start, your screen is not going to look the same as mine. Up here, all you're going to have is these 7 green ones. So you're going to have the 2 enriching tonics, which basically will give you 20-minute effect and has a chance to drop any of the rewards from either completing activities or defeating combatants. And what you'll notice is this is going to be the Shadestalker armor, which is just the new armor for looks, the Onslaught Salvation weapons, which are the new weapons, or the vintage Onslaught weapons like Hammerhead, Recluse, and that type of stuff. Then if you come over here, you got World Armor, World Weapons as potential rewards. So these are going to be, your enriching tonics are going to be what make your rewards kind of have a better chance to drop outside of just doing the activity. Your volatile tonics are how you're going to get benefits to actual combat and then also boosts to your artifact perks. So take this one, for example. While Frost Armor is active, primary ammo stasis weapons deal bonus damage. This goes very perfectly with the Season Pass exotic. Now, the boosted artifact perk, you can see stasis damage to slowed targets has a chance to spawn stasis shards. And stasis shards, you can really build into that if you're going stasis. And a lot of this is just going to help you really amplify some of the builds that you do. Same thing here, Shattering a Stasis Crystal grants you a small amount of class ability energy. Stasis Weapon Final Blows, after activating your class ability, spawn Stasis Shards. So again, leaning into the builds, all of these are going to be like this. But you notice we got some rare ones. You're not going to have access to these at first. The way you get the rare ones to even show up and the way you get these to even show up is you need to make enough of the green version, which for me it was like 6 or 7 or 8, just kind of seemed to be one of those numbers, of one of these. So if you find a build that you like, hey, you're going a lot of stasis, I would do a lot of these. You're looking for the new weapons, I would probably focus on a lot of these first to get a couple of these to pop up and then kind of work through some of the rest as you go. So if we take volatile tonics, for example, you'll notice I've actually made a lot of the blue ones now because I've actually created a lot of the green ones. Now, to know that I've made a lot of the green ones, if you come in here in your tonic capsule, FYI, if you go to the tonic capsule through your quest log, for me, it bugs. I don't have a mouse move. It's like a picture pops up. It's really bizarre. And if I go to the directory, I can kind of back out of it. But if I go through the inventory, seems to be totally fine. I can move the mouse around and look. So if that's an issue, I saw even Destiny Help posted about it. So if you have that issue, hit your directory button. You should be able to get out of it. So in here, you can see the reagents, and this will kind of get a preview of what we'll be doing. Reclaim Victory, you're just going to get it from destination materials, so don't skip on those. Pick them up for a little while until you got a ton of this stuff. These 2 green ones, you're just going to get through the system activities or episode Revenant activities more specifically. Also, the Volatile Flake is through, episode Revenant activities. You can see I've got a decent amount, and then also through other sources. This one is going to come from, again, some of these are going to come from the reagent packs. That's why I have a few of these, like the purple ones. I've only got these from doing the minor and major work through Eido. I haven't got any to drop specifically on my own. But this one you'll notice says Onslaught Salvation, not the playlists. So you're going to have to do Onslaught Salvation to probably get these to drop. Maybe it'll drop from the level 10 version, but I'm guessing more frequently from the 50 level version. So if you spend more time in there, you'll probably be able to stock up on this one. Now this is where we get a little foreshadowing for the rest of the episode. Tomb Flakes are going to come from the Tomb of Elders. Well, Prison of Elders, Challenge of Elders, previous activities, and old Destiny 2 stuff, and then even Destiny 1 feels like this is going to be the Act 2 activity that we get is going to be Prison of Elders. Had different boss rooms, different rotations that you would go through and stuff like that. I'll be curious how they kind of revisit it. I'm guessing this will be the Act 2 activity. So we won't really be seeing this one outside of maybe from ingredient packs until Act 2, which will be 6 weeks from now. 12 weeks from now, and again, I could be wrong, but this is just a hunch, obtain the exotic mission Kel's Fall. Well, being as this mission is based around a Kel, which you'll see the season around Fickrel, and the Kel's Fall, if they do Act 3 based around the fall of a Kel, and the exotic mission is the focus of that, my hunch is this is where this is going to happen, and this is what Act 3 is going to be. Just a guess, but, reading context clues is probably pretty clear. And then these legendary ones are going to come from higher difficulty episode Revenant activities more efficiently, but you might find them throughout the system just randomly. And this is where if you have tonics created that you're actually going to be able to consume them. And you can see that this one, if I take this, gives me a chance at some of these to drop. And these are all 20 minutes. So for example, if I want a boost to one of my artifact perks, I could drink this one, go into maybe a slightly more difficult activity and have a bit of a boost. These are 20 minutes. The legendary ones, or the rare ones, are up to 40 minutes. And I'm guessing your guess is as good as mine that the legendary purple ones are going to be an hour. So what you'll do is when you start, you're just going to start to get ingredients. And my suggestion, pick the ones that you want to focus on first. Try and make as many of those as possible. And then what you'll do is you'll like click on a ingredient, say one of these or even just one of these. But I'm going to come down here and work on this one specifically. So say I want to make this one. It's going to have inert, enriched tonic. Looks like I got 2 of them actually by clicking on it once, which was a little weird. And then you're just going to go through the brewing guide. So I swear in the beginning I had to come over here and pick up ingredients, but I don't seem to have to do that anymore. So once you're done with that, then you're going to activate. It's going to brew. Then you're going to do your taste test once it's popped up. Taste test, go through, take a swig, see what it tastes like. All's well. Sometimes it turns you into like weird things. Just give it a second. Then you're going to come over here and you're going to imbue these with light in the centrifuge, if I'm probably saying that wrong, sorry. And then you're going to pick up your tonic and you're good to go. Pretty straightforward stuff, not the craziest thing in the world. Then you'll be able to use those tonics. But when you come in here to some of the like enriching tonics, for example, and if I look at the Onslaught tonics, so if I make this tonic of Onslaught gear, what it's done, if I make enough of these, like it was like 5, 6, it was probably like 6, 7, maybe 8 even, and then one of the blue recipes just became available. Made enough of these, it just kind of randomly popped up. Doesn't really have much of a rhyme or reason as to why, but that's kind of what it did. And then from here, I can make one of these, just go through the same little animation. Nice thing is you can make 25 different like tonics all at the same time, and then just go through the animation once, so at least they thought of that. And then if we come over here, I've got the Shadestalker tonic, so I can go directly after the armor if I want to. And then I've got world gear tonics. I've got one of these opened up for the world weapons after crafting enough of the worldly gear tonics. So pretty much what you're just going to be doing is crafting enough of the green ones to be able to make the blue recipes available like these. And then my hunch, if I had to take a wager of a guess, is craft enough of the blue ones that hopefully some of the purple ones start to become available. And then the purple ones are probably just going to be more ingredient based. And then my other suspicion is that you're not going to be able to unlock all of the tonics available, mostly because we're not going to have all the reagents that we have access to. So it's just going to be a little bit of a time gate between the acts, but my hunch is as you go through, play a bunch of Onslaught, get some ingredients, come in here. I would kind of spread your usage as you go on the green ones. Well, if you're trying to unlock everything, same thing here. If I was trying to unlock some of this stuff, go through and just make some of these things because I know I'm going to want some. And it seems like whenever you get a triumph completed is when you tend to get something unlocked. So if I come in here, now you'll notice I have the weaponry and also the Onslaught weaponry both unlocked. So I could focus towards either one. So it truly does just seem craft enough of one tonic and you'll unlock what you can. You'll finally get to a point where it seems like with the volatile tonics that if I've made all of the green ones and then I've got a lot of these to make, well, it's up to you if you want to make the green ones, but my suspicion would be the more of the blue ones you make, the better chance you have to unlock the higher one. Haven't got a new one yet, but that would be my logical guess. And that's what you're going to do is go through, get enough ingredients by doing activities. And that could be pretty much any activities around who knows what, from public events and Crucible matches in Vanguard. I've seen them drop in multiple places. And then also, of course, doing Onslaught, both the 10 and 50 wave. Do all of that, come in here, craft your tonics, and then those tonics are going to give you, like, you know, steering you in directions for drops. And my suspicion is going to be that when we get into some of the higher level drops, it's going to be, instead of just weapons and armor, it's going to be specific weapons or specific weapon rolls that you can go for up here, whether it's like a sniper rifle or a sidearm or whatever it may be. So it's just going to be more and more specific, like gear attunement, just the attunement is going to be done through the tonics. So that covers, I think, most of it. I know it gets a little long-winded, but I kind of want to explain what's going on. Again, I can come up here, activate it, and this is just another one that I've got. Do the taste test. I wish the animation was just like a one-time thing because you can't even like move while you're doing it. Give it a second, then you'll imbue. It'll pop out, you'll pick it up, and you'll be good to go. And notice I got 4 of them that time. So you can brew as many as you want at one time. So now what I'm going to do is I want to show you a couple clips so you can see what minor field work and major field work looks like. So far, the major field work has been really simple. You literally go to a destination, and I'll show you guys on screen right now. So I'll show you the one I just got done doing was this one for Extraordinary Tonics. You go to a destination, and it's going to show you on the map what the destination looks like, where it is. You're going to walk up to what looks like a chemistry set. Pretty straightforward. You interact with it. It basically initiates another instance of that location, so there's not really anything else, any enemies, no public events going on. And so far, it's just been defeat 15 enemies. I mean, it could not be simpler. Once you get done defeating the 15 enemies, that's basically it. The objective is done. You come back, and when you get back to this menu at the fieldwork, you'll pick up the lore book. You'll activate the bonus that's available, and you'll get the medium tonic reagent sack, which is just a bag of ingredients, and you'll be on your way. When it comes to the minor ones, the one that I can probably show you that I have footage for is going to be the Dark Forest Sludge and defeating combatants with finishers. Finishers is very simple. Just literally use a, auto type weapon, SMG, auto rifle, low damage, controllable bullet amount, and, go around, finish enemies pretty quickly, and then go to the sludge and head to the Dark Forest area in the EDZ. When you get there, you'll be able to pull up the map. You'll be able to see kind of what destination area you need to look in. Sometimes the object is not that far away and it's kind of glowing on the ground, so it gives it away. Walk up, pick it up, and then come back in here and pick up your reagent pack, and you're done. So the time-consuming part is actually going to be unlocking the recipes themselves, so you can actually do the minor and the major work. So you're going to have to go through, unlock enough recipes so you can do all the minor, and then as you get the minor done, you're going to go do each of your major work. So it looks like you've got EDZ, Moon, and Neptune. And then when you're done with all of these, then it's going to be the key field work, large tonic pack, and the final piece of lore for Act 1, probably, that's going to come from the Garden Way book. And I don't know what the key field work is, probably a little bit more than kill 15 enemies in like 2 minutes, which is not difficult. And once you're done with this one, that really will be most of Act 1. But it's going to take you a little while to go through, whether it's Onslaught or just gameplay in general, and unlock all of the reagents. So you can go through here, experiment enough with all of creating all of these tonics, and unlock enough recipes so you're able to actually unlock all of the field work. So get your reagents, unlock all of your recipes, and the biggest thing when it comes to the recipes, focus on one type of thing until you think it's exhausted. So if I've done enough of these green ones, I probably don't want to keep using this resource just to make the green ones, because my hunch is the green one makes this one. I don't think the green one's also going to make the purple one. I'm going to guess you need to craft these. And while this one takes volatile powder 1, this takes volatile powder 2. So I wouldn't just keep making the green ones for nothing. Once you get the green one created, start saving up your materials and making these more volatile, like the rare ones. And that should get you unlocks for the top ones. It's a guess, but I think that's probably a fair guess. If it's completely off base and there's some other way to unlock the legendaries, I'll let you know. Look for the pinned comment in case there's anything major. But that, I think, pretty much covers it. I hopefully got some footage on screen so you guys can see what's going on. But without giving too much away in the story, I think we kind of covered what's happening in Act 1. So you're working on the minor and major field work, working on unlocking your recipes, and playing a bunch of Onslaught. And on the 10 and 50 level version to work on just, taking out basically all of the scorn that are trying to spawn and keep that at bay, as well as trying to unlock a whole bunch of weapons for you. Remember, they're not craftable, so you're going to be going for weapon drops, so pay attention to every drop. You're not looking for red borders this time around. I think that's everything, though, so if you did enjoy the video, drop a like below. As I said, leave a comment if I forgot anything major. If you guys do want to hang out with me on Twitch or Twitter, come hang out. It's Ebontis over there as well. But if you want to support the channel, likes are always good on the video. Subscriptions are great for the channel. And if you want to go the extra mile, Patreons, memberships, never required, but always appreciated. But thank you guys for coming, hanging out. And if you find this beneficial and somebody else might need it, share it with them too. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you soon.